Okay, we're making progress. Give this a couple more minutes to let some people get in here and get this show on the road. We reward good behavior, so I won't wait forever. I think you love my hat. Wait till you see my t-shirt. You're going to really love it. There we go. That's a little belong, love, trust, safe. Belong, love, trust, safe. If people know that they belong in your tribe, if they know that you love them, if they know that they can trust you, and if they know they're safe with you, party on. You have some business builders. Any one of those are missing, you got some work to do. And I'll prove that to you here in a minute too. This is a great day. Yep. And Danielle just said, thank you for the recording, because the last time I did this thing, they kept a recording of it. So Danielle, maybe you can put that in the comments. So they've got the last one too, because it is different than anything that Elizabeth Larson or Justin or any of those rocket scientists do, because I basically am the opposite side of that coin. Good God. Alan can help. He's a cool looking guy. Hello, Bruce and Tina Kirby. Good to see you. Mark Thomas, my new buddy. It's a great day. People are joining. So all hands on deck over at Nowsite. Adrian's just busier than heck. And Elizabeth's mother took a massive turn for the worse. So that is deep, deep water for Elizabeth and her mom. So she needs some major prayers from you guys. But those of you that are regulars here, she trains this thing every day at an unbelievable level. And she is good at it. She is a professional coach. She went to college to be a coach. And I cannot tie her shoes coaching-wise. There's no question about it. Justin and Adrian have developed this company and on the tech side, and Nowsite is the leading edge of everything. If you see my picture that I posted to announce this call, you could see that Ray Higdon's his book's in the picture. Rob Sperry's book is in the picture. Eric Worre's book is in the picture. I couldn't put Herbalife and all the companies that use us in the picture, but I am telling you, the cream of the crop, network marketing wise and network marketing trader wise, are doing this. But I'm going to tell you one thing right now. Those guys are all good at what they do, but I'm telling you, I can hold my own with every one of them in matters of the heart, and I can hold my own with every one of them in network marketing. And what I want you guys to do is fire your brain, hire your heart, and remember that the people are the most important part of this thing. Learning the tech is great, and I love the tech more than anybody here. But I'm going to tell you, that was a mistake. I don't love the tech more than anybody here. I love the tech a lot, but I don't love it more than you guys do. But I'm telling you, I love the human interaction so much more. You would not believe it, because the human interaction, people join with a click. And then they leave with a click. And you can see they just had a new network marketing company come out about a month ago. And everybody was all agaga about it. It was merging eBay with network marketing and all this noise. But at the end of the day, it finally became true that their tech did not match their words. And what ended up happening is that they've hit delay after delay after delay. They may never get it launched, because they can't keep people around long enough in order to wait for the miracle to happen, because no relationships were built. And you know as well as I do in your business, it's the relationship that holds things together when the tech breaks down. And I don't care if it's your back office. I don't care if it's shipping. I don't care if it's a personality conflict with the management of the company. These people joined you, and they joined you for a reason, and they're staying with you for a reason. And he or she who develops the most relationships win here. So I am a maniac, and I'm as ADD as they come. So the trouble with this whole thing is I am running the whole show. So I'm running the admitting people. I'm running the questions. I am running the raising of hands. So if you've got a question, or you want to argue with me, if you want to straighten me out, if you want to do anything, either raise your hand on the screen, raise your hand personally, or just scream, because nothing is off limits. I have been doing this for over 30 years, and I know one thing, and one thing for sure: what I do works. And I want you to understand that, because I want you all to have an unbelievably successful, stable business. And the way that you build it is with people. And the tech that we've got, the Nowsite tech, is the best there is for that. And I can prove it if you just go to my Facebook wall. You can see that I am very, very good at using Nowsite. I am great at it. I use it. I send people, I hit the button. I go from Facebook. I go over to Instagram. I hit the next button and I'm over at LinkedIn. And I hit the next button. I'm over at X. I do all that. And I have that right the post for me for that particular algorithm. And that's why it gets embedded in that algorithm over at LinkedIn, because I'm 99% of the stuff that I'm writing for Facebook, and really LinkedIn wants no part of me. But when I use Nowsite, they don't realize it's as much Tom Chenault as it is Tom Chenault. So that hits their algorithm, and I end up with unbelievable success over there too, in spite of myself. They don't really love network marketers in the whole shot, but Nowsite's smart enough to write it so it comes across as a professional post instead of more Tom Chenault noise. So here's who I am. I want you to know that. I've been doing this for 30 years. I was a dead drunk alcoholic laying in the street in 1988. The last house on the block was network marketing. I had no place else to turn. I opened up a newspaper. Out fell a piece of paper. It said unlimited income opportunity. I said, that's kind of good. No credit check. I said, that works for me. No background check. That works even better. Can start today. I'm in. And what I did that day was I joined, and I got into network marketing into a company called Goodkin that many years ago. Goodkin is still around. It is still a beast of a company. I rose to the top of the comp plan, second from the top. They had something called a black diamond or a Hawaiian black diamond or something like that. I made it to diamond qualify before I finally ended up blasting myself out of there to go to a new opportunity, which ultimately went broke. And I ended up having to start over about 5 times, like most of us, and ended up finally landing somewhere where they weren't willing to kick me out. I wasn't willing to quit. And today, now, right this second, in my genealogy, I have over 1,600,000 people in there. I have a ton of, a ton of auto ships sitting in there. I have a monster income sitting there. And it's all because of the relationships. And it's all because of those people I brought in and I kept them alive. And it's what I want to train you guys to do. Now, every one of you have access to contact mapping. I don't know if you know that. It's a part of Nowsite. It is my secret weapon. I developed it with Adrian Chenault many, many years ago. Justin Bellababa was smart enough to realize how great it was. And he acquired us about a year and a half ago, and I got to get rid of a space there, and I'll post that. And as a result of that, we've become a part of Nowsite. It was the greatest thing that ever happened to Adrian. It was the greatest thing that ever happened to me, and I believe it was the greatest thing that ever happened to Justin Bellababa, because we brought high touch into a very high tech, into an AI company. It needed to happen, and here we are. And most of you are not embracing it yet for 2 reasons. Number one, they haven't really put the light on it at a major league level because they're redeveloping it for the Nowsite people, because you guys are so much smarter than my crowd. And the second is, it seems like it's the slow boat to China. But if you heard Eric Worre, when he was interviewing me, he said, it seems slower, but somehow what Tom Chenault does is actually faster. He's one of the top enrollers in network marketing. And I don't know how he does it. And no one knows how he does it, but how he does it is the way that I do it is I learn people, and I let people realize I learn it. And I have a database on my phone of 16,000 people today. And in that 16,000 people, I know the stories of almost all 16,000 of those people. And when you call me on the phone, my phone number is 720-840-7222. I'm putting it in the chat. I might not get the dashes right. If you listen to my voicemail, it says this. It says, this is Tom Chenault. Please leave me a message or leave me a text. But most importantly, tell me something about you I don't know. And what's happened in the course of all these years, that's been the voicemail the whole way. People have literally admitted to crimes. What they have told me about them on my voicemail is absolutely unbelievable. And what they don't know is the minute that they tell me that story of them winning the 50-yard dash in the 4th grade, or being the beauty queen, or being this or being that, I go right into my contact mapping notes and I put that story in it. I don't write it, I speak it into my phone. So I'm sitting right here, I put it into my phone, I've got it. And I talk to you 2 years later, and I say to you, I remember when you won the 50-yard dash in the 4th grade? Remember when you were the homecoming queen? And they look at me like I am clairvoyant. They have no idea how I knew that. And the reason it was because I am the king of remembering. Norman, I don't remember meeting you in GoPro at 2016, but I've been a speaker at GoPro forever. And the reason a guy like me with literally no skills is on the stage of GoPro in front of 25,000 people is because of my heart, not my head. And Eric Worre knows it. And I am telling you, he or she who remembers best wins. He or she who connects best wins. He or she who takes their agenda out and starts treating people like human beings and not leads wins. And you can do it. Every one of you can do it. And I use something that I coined called rotations of remember. And that is the smartest thing that you can do. My philosophy is remember, 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 ask. Remember, 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 ask. I don't know if you guys know Gary Vaynerchuk. Gary Vaynerchuk, his philosophy is kindness, 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 ask. Mine's remember, 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 ask. Because what happens? I remember people. Almost all of you that are on here have you contacted me via phone or text message. I have you on a rotation of remember. It might be out 30 days. It might be out 60 days. It might be out 3 months. It might be 6 months. But I'm going to hit you with a text message, and it's going to say your name. I'm going to ask you how you're doing. I'm going to remember something about you, and I'm going to ask you what I can do to make your life better with no agenda. And the reason is I want to be in your subconscious. When that day comes, when you need something, when you need a new opportunity, when you need $50, when you need to get sober, when you need anything I've got, I want me to come to mind before anybody else. And the secret weapon to do that is rotation of remember. So what is that telling every one of you? It is telling you that you have been, I'm coming to you in 2 seconds, Danielle, you have been ignoring your greatest asset all your life. Every one of you, and there are some very old people on here, old people like me. Every one of you have been ignoring, I will lay you odds, your greatest asset literally all your life. And your greatest asset is your Rolodex. Most of the kids on here don't even know what a Rolodex is. You've been ignoring that Rolodex. If you had learned the story of everybody that you've got in your phone, if you had learned the story of everybody that you've ever met, if you had walked into a party in your neighborhood, I just bought that beautiful new house. I went to the housewarming party. I'm listening. I walk in. I'm standing there. I'm scared to death because I'm a closet introvert. I took a picture of the room, started walking up to people and saying, tell me about you. They all told me about them. I walked in the bathroom. I zapped out everybody else in the picture. I kept that guy. I didn't even have his phone number. I spoke his story in, and I went to the next person. My goal was leaving that party with the story of everybody in that room's story. So when I see him next year, I can remind them of what they told me last year. They're not even going to remember having met me ever before, and the hook is going to be sent. I map everybody. I map the barista. She went to college, about her life, about her major. All I know is her name. I don't know her phone number, but I know I'm going there tomorrow, and I'm going to remind her that I remember, because all any of us want to be is remembered. There's a legend in network marketing named Peggy Lapsley. Unbelievable woman. I love her with all my heart. She's in her mid-80s. Tommy, thank you for calling me this morning. It means so much to me to get a telephone call from you instead of getting a text. I love you, Tommy. Thank you. I know her love language is getting a telephone call on her birthday. I called her up. She swallowed her cigar. She's happier than a clam. I made her day, and I get to go to the next person. That's what I want you guys to get. Hello there, Danielle. Oh man, two people in the waiting room I didn't bring in. Sorry. Go ahead, Danielle. What's up?
I was just wondering, you mentioned LinkedIn, and I've been posting on and off on LinkedIn, but all I get is people trying to sell me, different things. Is that
Point
is
it
that
out.
typically the way it happens?
Point it out. Point it out. So what I do on LinkedIn is absolutely the biggest bunch of horse manure on the planet. I can't even believe it's still in business because all anybody does is throw up on people. And the very thing they
Yeah,
hate because they're such professionals is network marketers who throw up on people and they've got a doctorate in it. Flip it back on them. Send their message back and say, man alive, I was hoping to develop a relationship with you to see if I wanted to do business with you. I have built my career getting to know people, not hitting them with a sales pitch the first time. Send that back at them. And if you want some help with that,
love
call
it.
me and I'll help you do it. I'll send you what I
Love it,
send
Tom.
them. LinkedIn, I am serious. Now I'm getting wound up.
It's
LinkedIn,
yeah, it's
I
incredible.
think, is the greatest frontier for network marketers on the planet because we're too trained as network marketers on Facebook and Instagram. We've gotten past all that. Those LinkedIn people are being trained by their bosses that it's a numbers game. And if you throw out 150 of those horse manure, non-personality, dear Tom, it's just so stupid. And somebody's got to get in there and disrupt it. And it might as well be Nowsite. Does that make
I
sense to
I
you?
can do that. It's very annoying, and I don't even want to post on there anymore because every day I'm getting two or
No,
three.
no, 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 no. This is why it is so great because you are in the enemy camp and
Okay,
you have got an opportunity to grab them by the throat and say, would you just treat me like a human being first? I might buy what you've got.
I love
That's
it.
all you do.
I love it, Tom. Thank you.
I am not wrong about that.
I know
I
you're not. I
promise you.
feel it.
And it is, and I know that, there's a woman on here named Dr. Lisa Singletary. In fact, she's an amazing woman. I just made her the co-host, and she's one of my good buddies who really is my secret weapon in Nowsite because all the things I take credit for doing, she does. So she's doing all the stuff, and she's just awesome. And so she basically makes me stuff, and then I tell people I made it, and everybody thinks Tom's so smart, but Tom isn't so smart. He's just smart enough to have friends like Lisa Singletary in his life because I want to be out there talking to people. I don't want to be Steve Jobs. I don't want to be Mark Zuckerberg. I don't want to be Justin Bellababa, and I don't want to be Adrian Chenault. I want to be this hot mess express named Tom Chenault, who is loving like crazy, then loving more, fire in his brain, higher in his heart, letting people understand somebody sees them, letting them understand somebody remembers them, letting them understand that I can't believe it. Did I just start recording this? We might have just started recording this because I didn't record it. So I'm going to get fired. And something just flashed up saying the meeting's being recording, which means that Lisa Singletary, when I made her the co-host, was smart enough to hit the record button. And the 5 notices I got from Elizabeth and Adrian, I forgot about it because I'm so busy talking that my brain's not even working. So again, don't be afraid to say something in the comments. Raise your hands.
Recording in
anything,
progress.
because you have got. Yeah. And somebody just said, good to see me up and around. What you don't know is a couple of months ago, July 24th, I got in a head on collision going 50 miles an hour. I rolled 4 times, was in the hospital for a while, just about killed me. And here I am cooking with gas, back on this call, loving you guys, so blessed to be alive, knowing that God kept me and my wife alive for one more day in an effort to make you guys understand that there is more to life than being a successful network marketer. And that more to life than being a successful network marketer is being a good human being and getting paid to be a good human being. And the way that you get paid to be a good human being is for every one of you to do what I do. And I'm not telling you it's the only way. I'm just telling you it's the only way. You can do all that stuff, but I'm telling you, you want to be a good human being. You want to get your agenda out of the way and make your agenda the agenda of the person living across the room. And you want them to feel every time you meet with anybody, that they feel better about their life having met you than when they got there. Take it away, Audrey Spencer, Legal Shield.
Good morning. Good morning, Tom. This is incredible. Zoom, you have brought the fire. I thank you. I'm so thankful I didn't miss it, but quickly, because so many people want. Miss Danielle hit the nail on the head. The coffee shop interview. OMG. Contact mapping. Okay. All right. I am so excited about learning this information. I went into this business with my heart on a mission. I mean, what it does for people's civil rights and opening their eyes, handling the issues it handles. But back to what you said, converting the responses on all of these people that are selling us on LinkedIn. I didn't even know what to do. I just ignored it. But I need what to tell my AI so it understands how to craft the message in the manner you mentioned. I think that is an incredible manner. I just
And
wanted a
they're
little
working
bit
on
more.
Tom AI. And one of the
Okay.
reasons they haven't got it done yet is because I'm just so doggone shallow. They can't figure out they can't figure out, the AI. It's not AH. It's artificial intelligence, and I have none. So it has to be AH, which is artificial heart. And they're having a heck of a time getting that done. But once they do, you're going to understand that the minute, here's what okay, so here, I'm going to train you something else. Back to my head itch. And then when I'm fired up, my head itches. And then my hair looks like, and I get in trouble. So here's the deal. What you guys hate the most is this a pyramid scheme? You hate that. You hate.
Yes, sir.
The next thing you hate is, I don't have the money. You hate that question. Lucian, the next one is, I don't have the time. You hate that. And the last one is, how much money are you making? You hate those 4 questions with a
That's
passion.
it.
You hate them. And the reason you hate them is because you don't understand. And your terrible upline is trying to teach you all kinds of answers to those objections. Here's what you say to your upline. Your upline says to you, okay, here's what you say to them. You say, well, if your kid got in a car accident, you'd be able to find $500. And you're going, yeah, I would, but I'm not going to find $500 for my starter kit, you maniac. That's not going to happen. And what you need to understand is it was a lie. It was a lie. Understand, it was a lie. What does that mean? It was a lie. What they meant to say to you, because they kind of like you, is, I did not come here to get pitched by you. I cannot figure out how to get out of here, and I want you to leave, so I'm going to make up one of those 4 stories, hoping that you're going to say, I have to leave now. It was a lie. So, Ray, unmute yourself, Ray.
Good morning,
how is your
Tom.
son?
You are terrific.
You're still in the coffee business?
Yes, sir.
Are you still living up in Greeley, Colorado?
Yes, I am.
Is your son still that unbelievable coach and human being?
Yes, he is still working with those high school soccer girls every year.
And you love that kid with all your
Both
heart.
of them.
You
Yes,
love him.
I love all 5 of those children. Yes, indeed, Tom.
And how old a man are you?
Well, let's see. My birthday is coming up on the 19th, and I'll have finished 81 years of this life.
You got to change that around. Tell him that you're 19 to 100. So that's awesome. So, okay, good. All right, where were we? Let me think. Okay, did you see what I just did? We were talking about pyramid schemes. We were talking about, I don't have the money. We were talking about, I don't have the time. We were talking about, how much money are you making? And I did not answer the question. I went to Ray's favorite subject, which is his children, his wife, and his life. I got out of Dodge, not to go back. I want to preserve my friendship with Ray. I've got to go home and come back another day, not sneak up on him again like your upline said to do. I've got to pretend, I've got to protect the friendship at all costs. And what network marketers do, and that's why we've got such a bad reputation, is we keep punching and we keep pressing and we keep manipulating and we keep agendicizing. And that's not even a word. And we keep doing that and keep doing that till they want to run out of that restaurant. That's what they do. You have got to use your heart. You got to love those people. You got to realize Ray Lordeman is not where Tom Chenault wants him. Ray Lordeman might not be where Ray Lordeman wants him. But I promise you one thing right now for certain. Ray Lordeman is right where God's got him. And if you can accept that fact and understand he's supposed to be right where he is, and maybe he can't hear your sales pitch at this minute, but if you love like crazy, then love more, and he'll come back to you at a later date, and he is going to say to you, man, you treated me with so much respect. You loved me so much. You hung with me. You hung with me till I was ready for you. Thank you. Now I want to join your business. That's what's going to happen because you had him on a rotation. And remember, the male equivalent of Mother Teresa in this room, in my opinion, is a guy named Dr. Jim McCarty. He's here too. I cannot believe my eyes. I love this guy. He helps more people selflessly than almost anybody I know. I would give anything to have Jim McCarty get what I'm selling. I would give anything. But I also know, and he's here, so that's a step in the right direction. But I also know it's not a Tom-sized problem. You guys are, none of you are a Tom-sized problem. You are God-sized problems. And when you get that, I don't pray for you guys to get what I'm trying to sell. I do not pray for that. I do not pray for you to be successful in network marketing. I do not pray for you to be successful getting away from alcohol or drugs. I do not pray for you to find a God that you can love of your understanding. I don't pray for any of that. I pray for you to get the gift of desperation for you to figure that out for yourself. Because when you get that gift of desperation, where you are monomaniacal, everybody goes, you got to be passionate. Passionate only goes so far. You've got to be obsessed. You've got to be monomaniacal, and you got to get after it. And getting after it in network marketing might be the easiest thing on the planet to get after. And I'm telling you, I use Nowsite every day. Every day I do it. I use it every day. Now, how does a guy, and why does a guy like me, with all those connections, use Nowsite every day? Because I've seen the miracle of it. I watch it every day. And, I got in that wreck. I post anything about that wreck. 1,000 people like it, comment on it, the whole shooting match. It's insanity. And do you know why that happened? It was because I'd been pushing out those remembers all that time, out there loving people. So all of a sudden they had a chance to love me back. And you would have thought I was Habitat for Humanity. You would have thought I was the Red Cross. People are sending me, I will have meals. I'll have TV dinners for the rest of my life because you people love me so much because I loved you. How would you like to be known for that? That's what I want you known for. That's what I know you can do. Love like crazy, then love more. So Richard Brooke, you guys know him, talks about how you get successful in network marketing. You've got to go get 100 people on the equivalent of auto ship, personally enrolled by you in your business. And I don't know what auto ship looks like, just a regular order in your business, 100. And how do you do that? That's hard. You're out there talking every day to people. Well, I don't want to talk to people every day. You're probably not going to be successful. Well, how long is it going to take me to get 100? I don't know. How much training have you had to be able to accomplish that? How much Nowsite are you using? So what happens when I get 100? He says that 80 of those people are going to be customers. But what do you crazy people do to your customers? You try to browbeat them into being your distributors because you're crazy. They wanted it. You inferred that the product was going to make them fly. You gave them the product. And they literally started flying. They can't believe it. Now they're flying around and they're going, this is the greatest product since sliced bread. Thank you. And you're going, oh, no, 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 no. Wait a minute. You need to be a distributor. You need to sign up for the next whiz bang level. And you go, no, I just wanted to learn to fly. You go, no, 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 no. That's not good enough. You're going to break my heart. Let the customers be the customers until they want to step up. And the way that they want to step up is you show them with your success, with your exuberance and your love and your commitment and your communication, that stepping up to being a distributor of whatever it is that you distribute is worth the time. And they're going to go, wait a minute, I can get the product at a lower price if I enroll a few people. Yeah, you can make up to $1,000 a month just as a distributor without being a lunatic like me, just talking to a few people. They're going to say, I want to try that. And they're going to try it and they're going to start making a little bit of money. And all of a sudden they're making $1,000. So 80 of the people were customers. You're loving them. You're calling them once a month and you're saying, thank you for being on AutoShip. How are the products working? We just came out with a new product. I love you for the business. Thank you very much. I'll talk to you in a month. That's the customer communication. Rotation of remember. The distributor is one step bigger. You're constantly always showing them something else. You're reminding them they're making a little money. You're reminding them that their products went down in price a little bit. And now you've got those 15 distributors that are loving you like you can't believe, because you aren't browbeating them. You're just acknowledging them for building a business. And those 5 that are left over of the 100, those 5 are you. They want to be you. They want to do what you're doing and they want to get what you got. And you've got to show them the path to get there from here, no matter what it is in your company. Those are your core leaders. And Richard Brooke talks about that. And he says one of them is going to fail, so you might as well only have 4. And the way that he remembers the 4 is pretty good. You guys know the song, Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. You guys all know that song, Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. Well, let's just change the words a little bit. 4, 16, 64, 256, 1,024, 4,096. 4, your 4, 16, 64, 256, 1,024, 4,096. Do the math on that geometric progression of just 4 of your leaders in your business. Watch what happens to that. But then you have to think, how did I get that 4? I taught my 4 I taught those 4 to get their 100. So then take that same math and run that into 100 on all those people. And you are going to be looking at literally a walk away successful business that you're going to be paid for forever, for just 4 levels deep. It's unbelievable. You can't keep up with that math. And I know it works because I live it every day. I know it works because I try to mess with it every day. I'm a personnel problem. I am. I break every rule. I do everything wrong. I'm always getting yelled at by Justin, by Cheryl, by Adrian, because I just don't follow the rules. Because my philosophy is hit it as far as you can, go find it, hit it again, and sooner or later you're going to get to the cup. And what they're training you here is exactly the opposite of that. But I think the fact that I'm always in motion changes everything. And Tricia agrees with me. So thank you, Tricia. I know this works, Bruce. I know this works, Sarita. I know this works, Lucian. I know it works. I know it works. Lucian, did your son take the job at Lamborghini?
It's coming.
He's going to get the job soon?
Look at that. Thank you very much for bringing it up. It touches the right chord.
Do you love your son?
I do.
Yes, you do. And are you happy that I remembered your son is looking for a job at Lamborghini?
You are awesome.
When was the last time we talked?
A couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. You guys, rotations of remember. And just call them up, remind them of something that you remember, because when you remind them of something you remember, they realize you're remembering them, and all we want is that. Here's the deal. What's the acronym for follow-up? We know. That's bad enough in itself. So forget you on your wedding anniversary. Did your husband follow you up or did he remember you? That's all you got to do. Give that one up. Yeah, Dale Donald, I reached out to you for something a week or two ago. You wrote something in the comment. Same deal. We got to love each other by remembering each other. We are in a world right now that is absolutely the opposite of that, especially with the election coming up, especially what's going on over there, with all these countries fighting with each other. We don't have the luxury of hatred. We don't have the luxury of separateness, and that's not even the word I want. They say that religion divides people and that spirituality makes the world hold hands. I happen to agree with that. We need to hold hands a lot more and give up whatever it is that's keeping us apart from other human beings. Because I have traveled the world and I know that the governments are sketch, even this government. But I guarantee you one thing right now, the people living in those countries are just like you. They're just like me, especially here in the United States. I just got back I got in a terrible car wreck. So I was supposed to be on this huge, big trip, 25th wedding anniversary with my wife, all the way through Monte Carlo and Paris and all that ritzy stuff in those hotels where you can't even spit on the carpet. And we got hurt, so we couldn't go. So we went to New York City, and it was the greatest because it was just me and my friends from Alcoholics Anonymous, my friends from network marketing, and me staying in a cruddy hotel down in Midtown, hanging out in coffee shops and diners with real people, with real relationships, seeing some stuff that isn't in the tour book. And it was one of the greatest vacations of my life. I want to be among the people. It is me. It is the way to do it. And I promise you will love your life. If you just, having the ability to go out there and stay in any hotel in the world for whatever it costs is awful good, but it's not as good is remembering where I came from. And if you look at that guy over my shoulder right there, see my finger? That's a homeless guy that I had painted here in Longmont, Colorado. And they said, Tom, we want to paint you. I said, no, paint him. I'll pay as much as you're trying to get me to pay for a picture of me. I'll pay for that painting because that guy reminds me every day of where I was when I was drinking, where I don't want to go back to, and that I'm not half as hip, slick, and cool as my paycheck is trying to tell me I am. And I can never forget that. So Danielle, what do you got?
So I was just wondering if, as we talk to people, can we add information in the contact mapping?
You have to.
Okay, so we can keep updating.
Oh, thank you. If I were your coach, I would have you go interview your 10 closest friends in your life, your spouse, your kids, your 10 closest people. Go re-interview them with the coffee shop interview. And I put the free copy, not the $8 copy, in the comments, thecoffeeshopinterview.com. I put it in the comments. Go interview them again. You've changed. Your husband's changed if you're married. Your friends have changed. Your kids have changed. Go re-interview them. You're going to be astounded at what comes out of their mouth, how they want their life to look in the next 5 years. You thought you knew, but you don't. We have got to start listening more. Dr. Lisa Singletary, what do you got, kid?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I got you.
My new lavalier microphone. Okay, so we got a 5-minute countdown. So we're going to put some of this
Oh, I forgot.
into action. So, Tom, you can keep talking, but I'm going to share my screen.
So what you're going to do is what I just asked you to do. Write your 10 best people a note saying, I've been thinking about you. We haven't really talked hard in a while. I'd love to just chat with you, however you want to say it. That's natural coming out of your mouth. When can we do that? Just like I want to have a cup of coffee with you, with your 10 closest people. And you want to go to that coffee shop interview and just ask them questions and remember the answers. My family reunions, I had to go to one before we got in the accident. I was on the way to the family reunion. And by the time I would have gotten there, even though I didn't, I had every one of those people wired in. So when I interviewed them, I was going to be talking about what we talked about at the last family reunion. I knew what was going on with it. I just get related. That's all I'm begging you to do. So take it away on the countdown, Lisa.
It started 4:44 and counting. I
5
can't.
minutes. You've got to do some reach outs.
I'll
Mark
just.
Thomas, start texting some people. Hop on it right now. Trisha, Robin Justice Good, Deborah Smith, Mary, Lucian and Jim McCarty and Sarita. Bruce, Sarita, I heard you did a great job in Arizona. Bruce and Tina, awesome. Don Olson. I'm talking to cameras on. Cheryl Clow and Danielle. Johnny, cool name. Delamini, can't say it. Catherine Nelson, Ray Lordeman, Norman, Audrey Spencer, Paul Henderson. Text those people. Get yourself into action. And if you're not texting right now, I want you to ask yourself who you're listening to. You listen to that little guy on your shoulder telling you this is a bunch of hogwash and you like your business the way it's going? Or are you listening to me? And if you think it's a bunch of hogwash, I want you to call and tell me, because I'm 73, but this old dog can learn new tricks. Anything you're willing to coach me and teach me, I want to know. I promise you. I can only get better by listening and learning, not listening to me speak. I already know everything I know. Steve Clemens, good to see you. John Dolphy, Lucy Mazes, Connie, Ariel Betancourt, that's a cool name. Robert Montgomery, Jocelyn, good to see you. Sarah, my fabulous little pilot woman. Jenny Ferrazzi, John Ottifall, Robert Blakely, my buddy. Don Cunningham and Mike Navarro. Love you, Mike. Alan can help. Great face. There's Alan. There's John. Johnny, thank you for turning your cameras on, Steve Clements. It is this that changes the price of poker. You letting people see you, Don Cunningham. Let them see your heart. Let them see your soul. Let them see that you care. Let them see that if they join you, it isn't for a minute. It's for the duration of you being in this business with them. You want people to think that your eyes are popping open at 2:00 in the morning, thinking about their problems. And with the unbelievable tools out there, Lucian's son wants to work at Lamborghini. What would be better as the upline, which I'm not, of Lucian to help him achieve his dreams is get a good picture of a Lamborghini and write with a grease pen on it, hope your son gets that job. Here's a picture for the refrigerator and send it to him. Lucian would swallow his cigar. His son would see that picture and work harder toward that job. And everybody would feel like that upline was in the foxhole. That's what you want. Yeah, Friends for Life program. That's all it boils down to. And I know I talk a lot, but I really don't. If you were to have a conversation with me, you would be blown away how I control the conversation, and most of you have, with questions. I have mastered listening, and I've mastered getting to what's going on with people's lives so I can figure out what I have that's going to fill that hole. And in my case, a lot of that's alcohol and drugs. A lot of that, it's a lot of things. So you can do it. All of you can. Herbert and Beverly Matthews, hello. I love this business. You got it, Trisha. I love it.
1 minute.
1 minute. Was that the longest 5 minutes of your life?
It was perfect.
I'll go through lots of times because I'm trying to prove it to people. I'll spend a couple hours wheeling through people on the phone with dials where I call 200 or 300 people, bam, 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 almost getting all of your, I'm so terrible a network marketer, and people know what I'm going to say so much that most of the people I call on the phone don't answer it. And the reason they don't answer it is because they just know I'm going to tell them I love them, that I'm thinking of them, and what can I do to make their life better. So they might as well not pick it up. They might as well just listen to the message. But I will post that little, I'll screen record it, how many people I can dial in a day just to tell them I love them. And it blows people's minds. But I'm telling you what, it's the magic trick. And then you throw that Nowsite at it and be able to completely comment and use that. It's Nowsite was made for me. Nowsite was made for me. It wasn't, I don't think it was made for the MIT guys. The MIT guys love it as much as I do, but I'm going to tell you one thing. It makes a guy like me who wants to use the tech but not have the tech use me, effective. I don't have to be a rocket scientist. All I have to do is know that one screen. Caption a photo, caption a video, do this, do that, respond. That's what I do. And then if I need to build a video or something like that, I call up Lisa Singletary, or I have the Nowsite people do it. Because hi, Lisa, go ahead.
I'd say that AI has let tech catch up with everything we want to do without making us code engineers. And we got to let Cheryl Coco get the room.
Yeah. When does she want it? In 3 minutes or when?
I don't have those instructions, but I know now's about the time that they have to switch.
Okay, so we're going to go for, well, they can eat cake. When you have the microphone, you don't give it back. So if you guys have any questions, if you have any input, if you have anything you want to say to me, if you don't believe what I'm saying, call me on the phone. I am telling you, I am not contradicting one thing that Nowsite does. I am telling you, the rubber hits the road when you take the Nowsite technology and plug it into that Rolodex and those new friends that you're going to have. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. The coffee video that Lisa made me, because alcoholics drink coffee. We used to have a drink in our hand. So as a result, you have to have something. And, it's either Haagen-Dazs. I'm an addict. I'm addicted to things. So it's got to be something healthy in my hand at all times. So usually it's coffee. So all of you, call me on the phone. Whatever you do not be paralyzed. Don't be paralyzed. Don't get paralyzed by the tech. Don't be paralyzed by the fire your brain, hire your heart side of it. Don't get paralyzed. Come on this training every day, because it's basic training 101 with the great Elizabeth Larson. Say a prayer for her mother, and then you hang around and it gets more advanced and more advanced with Adrian and Justin and Cheryl and that gang. But this works. Jenny, you don't handle that objection. However, somebody tells you they don't have $500 and they're 50 years old. You need to take their interview that you did and play it back to them. You've been working on the railroad for 26 years. You've lived in the Midwest for 17. You've got 3 kids. It's never been easy for you. You've scraped and done everything you could to get them into sports. You did everything you could to take a little vacation. You have literally suffered. And all I want you to know is that I am committed that you never, ever, ever have to tell anybody again that you don't have $500. I know how hard it was for you to tell me that. And I am absolutely heartbroken for you. But I'm that partner that I believe that can get you to the place that you never have to say that to somebody again. That's how I would handle it. I don't have any money objection if I were going to handle it. That make any sense, or was that just total horse manure? Yeah. All right.
That was
good.
beautiful.
Yeah, that's what Jenny, I love you. That's what I would do. All right, now it's 9:50, so I probably have to acquiesce to the one and only Cheryl Coco. But you guys, I'm your man. I will help you. I've done this. This is not a test tube. This is not an experiment. It is network marketing tied to Nowsite, proving that it works every day of the week with a guy who hasn't got the brains. God gave a crowbar. So that gives you hope, I hope. I love you all. Thank you very much. Have some fun. Hi, Robert Blakely. Tell my son I love him. I'll see you all later. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Tom. Bye-bye.
Awesome.
Love you,
That
Tom.
was awesome.
Bye,
Thank you.
Tom.